Hi and welcome to my video tutorial in which I will guide you through the June or May 2017 foundation paper 1 for the EdXL exam board. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, question number 1 is 2 to the power 4. What is it? Now 2 to the power 4, you do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and answer to that is 16. Question number 2, we need to round this decimal number to 3 decimal places. So let's count 1, 2, 3. After the third one, there is a 5. So this 4 here will have to go up. So the answer is 7.265. Let's write it down. 7.265. Question 3 is 7 times E times F times 8. So you do the numbers together first. So 7 times 8 is 56. You do the two terms E and F together. E times F is EF. So the answer is 56 EF. Question B of exercise 3 is a equation 1. We need to solve it for x. I would convert this mixed number to a top heavy, which gives me 5 over 2, right? Now you can see I got 5 as a denominator here and a 2 as a denominator here. So I need to have them both same denominator. So I would have to multiply this one by 2 and have this one multiplied by 2. So I got a new equation, 2x equal 25. I apologize, let me just recap. I'll have to multiply this one by 2, which is correct. 2x to make the denominator 10. I need to multiply this one here by 5 because 2 times 5 is 10. So that it should be 5 here. And that's why I got 25. Now, in order to find x, I need to divide by 2. Before I do that, let me just go back here. You may ask yourself, or ask me, what happened to the denominator 10? Now, because when you have converted it to the same denominator, you do not need it anymore. So you get rid of it. So you just keep the top of the fraction, which are 2x on this side and 25 on this side. So let's go ahead and divide by 2. And here divide by 2 to get 1x. So therefore x equal 12.5. And that's how you answer it. Next question is question 4. Alright guys, I decided to do 4, 5 and 6 on one go in this page. So what is 4/5 as a percentage? Now you know 1/5 is 20%. So therefore 4/5 it was going to be 80%, right? So you need to know this one. If you didn't know it, what would you do? Here is the solution. 1/5. Write it down as 1 out of 10. Okay. I do apologize. Again, another mistake. Let me just write down the out of 10 I meant. And then to get from 5 to 10, you multiply by 2. And you multiply by 2 here. So it's 2 out of 10. And then from here, multiply by 10. Multiply by 10. That gives you 20% or 20 out of 100. Okay, so that is 1/5 is 20%. And that's what we had here. So 1/5 is 20%, 4/5 would be 80%. Question number 5, what is 60% of 70? This is a non-calculator, so you need to firstly write down or calculate 10% of 70. What's 10% of 70? You do 70 divided by 10. And that answer is 7. Now, to get to 60%, you multiply by 6, because that's what you do. You multiply by 6 to get from 10% to 60%, so you multiply by 6 here, and the answer is 42. Okay? Next question is 6. We have a spinner, four-sided spinner, A, B, C, and another B. On the probability scale, put a cross for the spinner to land on a B. Now you can see 2 B's out of 4, that makes it half. 2 B's out of 4 letters altogether, which is equivalent to a half. So that's the probability should be there. The probability that the spinner will land on an F, letter F, you can see we do not have an F at all. So it is impossible. So it's 0. Alright? Next question is question 7. Alright guys, question number 7. Fahima buys 2 packets of bread rolls costing £1.50 each. So the cost of bread rolls is £3. 2 times £1.50 is £3. You could do that monthly, shouldn't be any difficulty. The bottle of ketchup is only 1 and it costs £1.60. So let's add them together. This will give us a total of £4.60. Now we got an information that she paid with £10 note and she got a change of 30p. So basically the cost of the shopping for the 3 items here is £9.70. Let's write it down. Now we want to work out the price of the 3 sausages with the 3 packets of sausages. So we need to do £9.70 minus £4.60. Let's do that. We do minus, another easy calculation, 1 and 5. So that's the answer, £5.10p. Now, how do I calculate the cost of 1 packet of sausage? Well, you divide it by 3. Now, as it stands like this, as a decimal number, S may be difficult for you, so change it to pence. That's 510 pence. £5.10 is equal to 510 pence. You multiply by 100. Now you divide by 3, right? Basically you're doing 510 divided by 3, or you could ignore the 10 for a little while, just temporary. You do 3 into 51. So first you do 3 into 1 because 3 goes into, first you do 3 into 5 because 3 goes into 5. How many 3's into 5 is 1, and the remainder is 2. And then you do 3 into 21 to give you 7, and remainder 0. So the answer is 17. But remember, you need to put the 0 at the end. So the cost of 1 packet of sausage is 170 pence, which is equivalent to £1.70. So the cost is £1.70, not £2.30. Is she right? No. Show the working out. Here it is. Alright, the next question is question 8. Question 8, part A. We've got 2 fractions to multiply together. So let's do it. You do 5 times 3, which is 15. And you multiply the denominators, apologize, together. We've done the numerators, 5 times 3 is 15. Now we do the denominators, 8 times 4 is 32. Does this fraction cancel down? It does not. So that's your answer. Part B is subtraction. We need to find the common denominator. What is the common denominator of 3 and 4, or the lowest common multiple? The answer is 12. Because 3 goes into 12. How many times? 4. So multiply here by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. How many 4 or 4's should go into 12? is 3. You times by 3. So multiply here by 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And the answer 8 minus 3 is 5 out of 12. And that is your answer. Next question is question 9. Alright, question number 9. Now Sean works for a company. He gets paid at a rate of £12 an hour. Alright, so that is 1 hour he works. They pay him £12. Now if he does anything extra more than 8 hours a day, he gets 1 1/4 of this, right? So overtime, he gets, right, 1 1/4 times 12. Now in order to do this, basically you do 1 times 12. You can change it to a top heavy fraction. So you do 1 times 12 plus 1/4 of 12, or 1/4 times 12. That is also feasible. So the answer is going to be 1 times 12 is 12. 1/4 of 12 is 3. You add 2. So he gets paid £15 any extra hour he does on the top 8 hours or above 8 hours. Now on Monday he did 10 hours. So he gets 8 hours at this rate, £12. Let's write it down here. Plus, right, 2 hours at this rate here. Okay. So that is for the normal hours, normal rate. This is the overtime rate. So times 15. Now, if I go back to the top one here, that gives me £96. All right, 96. This one gives me £30. So you can see the total is 6 add 0 is 6, 9 add 3 is 12. So the answer you should have, on that day he gets £126. Okay, and that's the answer to this one. Next question is question 10. Alright, question number 10 is a question on ratio. We got a farmer has 20 boxes of eggs, and each box contains 6 eggs. So the total of eggs he has is 120. Okay, let's write it down here. 120 eggs. That's the total. Let's put T. Now, the question asks me to write down as a ratio the number of eggs in 2 boxes. Now, 2 boxes. How many eggs you can get in 2 boxes? It's 12 eggs. 12. Sorry guys, I just change it quickly. Eggs. All right. So total is 120. 2 boxes, 12 eggs. That's what I want. The ratio is 2 boxes to the total. So it's going to do 12. That's the 2 boxes here. 220. You need to cancel it down. Give your answer in its simplest form. So you divide by 12 here. You divide by 12. Divide by 12. To get 1. Divide by 12. To get 10. So the answer, the ratio we want is 1 to 10. Alright. Next question is question 11. Alright, question number 11 is a question on patterns and sequences. Now, first thing I want to do before answering question A, which asks me to work out the number of square tiles are needed to make pattern number 6. So we're looking at the squares, right? So let's have a look here. Pattern number 1, I got 1 square. Pattern number 2, I got 4 squared. Pattern number 3, I got 9 squared. Now, can you see, do you notice the relationship between the number of squared and the pattern number, this one here and here? 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. So that's how it goes. So for pattern number 6, I should have 6 squared square patterns, right? Or square tiles. So the answer is 36. Now for the circular tiles, notice the pattern here. It starts with 4 and it goes up to 8 and it goes up to 12 and so on. So you can see an increase of 4. So basically that's 4 times 1, right? 4 times 2, okay? 4 times 3 and so on. So you do 4 times 20, that gives you the circular tiles, which is 80. Now for question C, is a reasoning question. Is Derek right to say that when the pattern number is odd, the square tiles number is odd? Yes, it is. The answer is yes. Because if you do an odd number, like 5 times it by itself, because that's what we did for the square tiles, times it by itself here, you get an odd number, 25 for example. So you can write it down as general. When you multiply odd times odd, we get odd. The same thing for even. If you do even times even, you will get an even answer. Alright? So that's how you answer it. Question number 12 is next. Alright, question 12 is a question on probability calculation. So we got 7 blue, 4 green and 6 red. So altogether it's 17. So my probability will be out of 17. And the probability of picking a blue, right, a blue pen, it's going to be how many blue? 7. So the answer is 7 out of 17. Next question is question 13. Alright, question number 13 is a question on estimation on real life things, such as a tree and the height of a person. Right, I don't estimate for the real height in meters of a man. Now, a real man could be anything between 1 meters 50 up to maybe 2 meters, alright? So that's what you need to write down. But you need to give, sorry, that's the kind of answer that would be accepted, I meant to say. But you need to give one answer. I would personally go for 1 meters 80. This is not because I am 180 tall. It's because an average people are like around that height. Okay. And question B, estimate the height of a tree. Now it says here, the diagram shows a tree and a man. The man is of average height. The tree and the man are drawn to the same scale. So basically, if this and the tree and the person, the man, are the same scale, means we can use the height of the man to find out how many of his heights, put them stacked up together to make the tree, right? So that's what I'm doing here. I think I need 5. I'll double check, but you could do it differently, right? It's about 5, all right? You can see a little bit higher than 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see this is smaller than the others. When I copied the little man there, I zoomed in or made it bigger so than the original drawing. So that's why I come up high. But 5 will do. So we're going to go for 5. So we need to do 1 point, because they are the same scale, we do 1.8 times 5. Right, so 1 times 5 is 5. 0.8 times 5 is 4. So added together, the answer is 9 meters roughly. I think if you did 5 meters would be fine. If you use 2 meters and you multiply it by 5, that will give you 10 meters. And that will be also fine. So that's the answer to question 13. Next question is question 14. Right guys, question 14 is a question on pie chart. So first thing we need to do before drawing the pie chart, we need to calculate the angles which go in it. So, and before we do calculate the angles, we need to work out, right, the total number of students, which are already done here. So you can see the total number is 120. Those 120 students, we need to distribute them in among the across the full circle. So that will give us an angle of 3 degrees per student. So basically we need to multiply by 3 here, multiply here by 3, and multiply here by 3. Alright, so if you do that and calculate, this is a non-calculator, sorry, you get 165, I believe. No, 168. So the first one is 168. I need to double check on that one. Right, 18, 15, 16, that's right. The second one is 120, and this one is 72. You need to double check by adding all these angles. They should add up to 360. So go ahead and do that. 8 and 2 is 10. We carry the 1 here. So you've got 1, 6, 7. 7 and the 2 is 9. 9 and the 7 is 16. And you carry the 1 here. You've got 1, 2, 3. So the total, yes, it is 360. It does help to check down. So we've done this. We need to go now and draw our pie chart. All right, let's do that. All right, guys, now we're gonna start drawing the pie chart. So we're gonna draw this angle first. We're gonna start with the French at 160 degrees. I'm gonna use this radius here, this line. That will be my 0 degrees there. I'm gonna start from there. I'm gonna write it down as my 0 degrees. You don't have to do that again, but just explain to you how things work. So I need to rotate it. That is the 0 degree. So I need to place, you need to place your protractor in a way that the center, right, the center of, it should be this one here, if I mark it correctly. Let me just rub off that. I hope I won't rub off anything. Okay, else. That is the center there. Mark it there. So I need to have my protractor, the center of my protractor, exactly on the center of the circle, and I need to start reading. Can you see? It does tell me where I am going. I can see the angles are going up digitally. I need to go all the way to up 168. That's too much. I need to go back a little bit. Fiddly to grab it. Okay. Try my best here. Can I leave it? No. We want 168. It's taking me too long. We'll leave it. 161, 168 plus 1. Right, or 1 to 1, sorry. That should do. And draw the line. Yeah. Okay. Normally, you would mark your 168 degree and then remove the protractor and draw the line with the ruler. That's how we normally would do it. Okay. Right, now next angle. So let's first label our sector. Right, we need to label, which is French now. This one here, French. Okay. Right. Next one is the Spanish. We'll do the Spanish. So I'm gonna do it from this. So I'm gonna kind of go in anti-clockwise. Right. It doesn't matter how you do it. Okay, we could do it the other way around. It's up to you. So I'm gonna place my protractor again. The center is the both centers, I should say. I think it makes it easier for me to say. Should be on top of each other. We know which one we're talking about, and it makes the base well aligned and flush with that dark black bold line. And then I need to, that is my 0 now. So I need to measure 120 degrees. It is perfect. Missed it a little bit. Okay, what happened there? I have no idea. Yes, there. Okay. Right, don't go away. Okay, I'm going to leave it. I don't want to fiddle with it too much, otherwise I'll lose the whole board. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to draw the line as I did before. You get the idea. And remove the projector. Move it away altogether. So that is the Spanish. You need to write it down, label it so before you forget. But it shouldn't be a problem. We've got only 3 sectors here. Spanish. Hola. And the final one, you don't have to draw anything here with the projector because that will be the German one. Alright. So that's complete drawing the pie chart. I hope this helped. Next part is part B. Let's do it. Right, part B is here. The lead into it is there. So we've got another pie chart for this one. Is lower school. I think it's pronounced lower school. And the same subject. They got recorded data. Okay. And Shamina says that the pie chart showed that French is more popular, right? Was chosen more by Year 9 students at this school, Lowry School there, than the Hale School, the previous one in part A. Is she right? You need to explain. Well, she is wrong. The answer is no. Okay? Because we do not have the number of students here. So, no, because no students numbers is given or known or whatever. Okay, I think that should do for now. All right, moving on. Next question. Right, question 15 is a question on area, right? And we have a triangle and a rectangle. It says here the rectangle area is 6 times bigger than the area of triangle, and they're asking us to calculate the width of this rectangle. So let's go ahead and calculate the area of triangle. Base times height divided by 2. 72 divided by 2, which is 36 centimeters squared. So the area of a rectangle is going to be 36 because it is 6 times bigger than this area. So we times it by 6, and you do that, you get 216 centimeters squared. Right? Now, what do I do to calculate the width? Well, it's simple. You're nearly there. You do 216 divided by 16. Okay? Alright. And you could do it different ways. I would write it down as a fraction, because after all, this is a non-calculator. If you're the person who doesn't like long division, so here's a way of doing it. Keep cancelling down the fraction. You divide by 2 here because both numbers are divisible by 2. We know that both evens. Alright, do it one at a time. Take your time. So it's going to be 108. I do know because 200 divided by 2 is 100. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Denominator is easy. It's 8. Continue. Divided by 2. So that makes it 54 over 4. And continue. Divided by 2, divided by 2. That gives you 27, right? And then you can see the answer is 13.5. And the unit is centimeters. Next question is question 16. In this question, we've been asked to substitute this value into this formula. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. So we have V is equal 1 plus, now A is a negative, so I'm going to place it in a bracket, times That's what it is. 8t is 8 times t. T is a half. So that gives me 1. I'll do the calculation here first. Plus, I keep them in bracket. Negative 3 times a half is going to be negative 1.5. Basically, remove the bracket now, and you do plus followed by minus. It changed to minus. So you're doing 1 minus 1.5. And the answer to that is negative 0.5. Right? Next question is question 17. Right, question 17. Well, the first thing you need to do, read it first, of course, and we need to work out the weight of 1 tin. Okay, so that is 1 tin. You do 1,750, you divide it by 5. Now, this is a non-calculator. I would partition it, so I'll do 1,000 plus 750. And you divide by 5 here, you divide by 5. As you can see, this one here is 200 and this one here is 150, right? Because 75 divided by 5 is 15, and then stick the 0 at the end, and then you add the 2 because you partition it, so you need to put them together. So the answer is 350 grams. It means that 1 tin is 350 grams. That is 1 tin. Nice. Okay. Right, now what do? I need to do this line here, because this line tells me that 4 tins and 3 packets of soup, of course, weigh altogether 1,490. So I need to multiply by 4 and then subtract from here to get the price of 3 packets of soup. So let's do that. I'm going to draw a line here. So I need to do 4 tins now. 4 tins is equal 350 times 4. Again, if you can't do it this way, we don't want to do it long multiplication, partition it. Now 300 plus 50, and you multiply by 4. Okay, 300 times 4 is 1,200, plus 50 times 4 is 200. So altogether is 1,400. Okay, so that is the 4 tins. Right, what do I need to do now? I need to minus, okay? I need to minus, let me just rub off that, I don't need it. I need to minus that and that. Okay, so we need to do 1,490 minus 1,400. I could have done it column method, but you can see the answer is 90 grams. So that 90 grams is the price of 3 packets. The price, the weight, I mean. So you divide it by 3 to get the weight of 1 packet of soup, which is 30 grams. So that is 1 soup. All right. And what do I do now? Okay, I need to go to this last line. 3 tins. I need to go and find 3 tins. Okay, so 3 tins. Again, is 3 times 50. So 3 tins equals 350 times 3. 350 times 3, which is, again, you could do it along multiplication, or if you don't like that, just do it by partition. So 300 times 3 is 900, and plus 50 times 3 is 150, and you get 1,050. And you do 2 packets of soup, or 2 packets. It's a lot of writing, but just be patient with it. So that is 2 times 3. That's easy now. Let's write it down there, because you're ready to do the addition, do it column method. That's 0, 11, 1, and 1 grams. And that is your final answer. Right? It's quite a long one, but, you know, it's worth it. Next question is question 18. Alright guys, question 18 is on estimations. Okay. Alright, question 18 now. We have a estimation question, right? So we want to cover this circular garden with a radius of 10 centimeters, or 10 meters, apologize. Now the grass seed are sold in boxes, and each box of grass seed can cover up to, covers 46 meters of squared of garden, right? She wants to cover all of her garden. Now work out an estimate to say that is an estimate there. The number of boxes, so we need to do some estimation. But anyway, the calculations or the operation you use are the same. It's just when you're calculating, don't do it accurately. So let's do the area of the circle. What is the area? Right, it is pi r squared. And that is 3.14 times 10 squared. Therefore, if I was rounding it, I would round this one to 3 and round this one here. Well, that one is 100. So basically the answer is 300. That is the area of the garden, meters squared. Let me change it slightly. There, but okay. Now it says here the box of grass seed will cover 46. So to work out how many boxes we need to buy, you do 300 divided by 46. But you need to round it. Okay, you need to estimate. So that one is already rounded down. Okay, because remember we rounded. Okay, let's write it down. Rounded down. We'll round down. That's what we did. Okay. For this one here, we need to round this one to 50. Okay, to one significant figure, and it will become 50. So it's 300 divided by 50. So here we round up. And the answer, of course, is going to be 6 boxes. Okay, so that's the answer. Now, part B is our estimation, right? As in underestimate or over. Let's have a look at it. So we had at the numerator, we rounded down, and the denominator, we rounded up. So surely when you divide by a bigger number or large number, you get a smaller answer. So our answer is an underestimate. Did I say it correctly? Underestimate. Okay. Underestimate. Okay. We need to give a reason why. All right. So numerator is rounded up. Sorry, down. Apologize. And so dividing by denominator is rounded out. Rounded up. Okay, that is the reason why. So smaller answer. So answer gets smaller. All right. Next question is question 19. Right, guys, we're going to do question 19A and then B, and then we'll move on to question 20. Right. So question 19 part A is solving this simple equation. First thing you need to do, expand the bracket. So that gives you 4x minus 20 is equal 18. And then you add the 20. Both sides. That would leave you with 4x on this side. And this one's going to be 38. And then you divide by 4 here. You divide by 4 here. That would give you an answer x equal 38 over 4. Or you can cancel it down, you see, by 2. That gives you 19 over 2. And then you can write down as a decimal number, if you like, which is 9.5. Right? Question B is inequality. We have t between all these. You could do it a number line if you want to, if it helps you. So mark your numbers minus 3 and marks the 2. You don't have to do this really. And your answers are all here. Now, minus 3 is not part of the solution, right? But 2 is, so we need to shade it in. Okay, so all these numbers, and the numbers are integers, so it's going to be, hopefully I'll be able to do it, minus to scale, minus, it don't have to be to scale, sorry, minus 1, and then 0, and then 1, 2, okay? So basically, this is no, and everything else. So then the numbers are minus 2, did I say minus 1 here? Yeah, minus 1, and a 0, and a 1, and a 2. These are your answers. Okay, question 20. So Arnold is getting paid 1,500 per month, and he's getting a pay increase 3%. Now this is a non-calculator, so you need to work out 1%. What is 1% of 1,500? You need to do 1,500 divided by 100. So basically 1% is just £15 only. So 3% increase will be an increase of £45. So basically from next month, right, his monthly salary will be 1,545. How simple is that? Alright, next question is question 21. Alright guys, question 13 or 21, I apologize, is a question on scatter graph. You may not recognize the layout. I have changed it in order to squeeze everything on one board. Okay, so let's get started. But the question are the same. Write down the coordinates of this point. Hang on, let's go back. One of the points is an outlier. Now the point, the outlier is that one. An outlier is defined by a point which is not which is far away from the line of best fit, like this one here. Okay, so that point there has a coordinate of 10 across and 19 up. Did I say 10 across? 10 across, 19 on the vertical. So that's the answer for that one. Okay, it's called outlier. Right, for all the points, write down the type of correlation. I drawn the line, the best fit is here. You can see, but without it, even without it, you can still see that there is a positive correlation there. It is a positive. Okay, that's why you need to write down positive. They already mentioned correlation, so you don't have to write it again, but that's fine if you do write it again. Right, now on the same day in another British town, the maximum temperature was 16.4. I marked it there, you know what's coming. Estimate the number of hours of sunshine, all right, on this day. So you need to be able to read the scale, okay, and mark your 16.4 and project it on the blue line, the line of best fit, and then project it downwards. Okay, that give you the number of hours of sunshine. So that is the reading there. It's going to be 12.8. I do read, so I say 8 hours. You could say 13 hours. That's fine. A weatherman says temperatures are higher one day when there is more sunshine. Does the scatter graph support the weatherman? What he says. Give the reason why, or give a reason for your answer. Sorry. Yes, it does. Okay, because it is a positive correlation. As simple as that. Positive correlation. Okay. That's the answer to question 21. Next is question 22. Right guys, question 22 and 23. Right, 22 is product prime factors. Right, so we do 56. You could do the prime factor tree diagram, is it called? Yes, that one. Or without, I explain. You know it is 8 times 7. And you know 7 is a prime number, 8 is not. So you need to break it down into its prime factors, and they are 2 times 2 times 2. You can check it, double check. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 7. Question 23. Right, to do that, there's different ways you could do it. My favorite one is to ignore the decimal point and do it as normal, long multiplication, and put the decimal point at the end. Shall we do that one first? And then maybe we'll explore a different way. Alright, so let's do this one here. 3 times 6 is 18, right? Carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12, and the 1, 13. You carry the 1. 3 times 5 is 20. Sorry, 3 times 5 is 15, and 1 is 16. Right, we'll start a new line for this digit, but because it is a 10, place value 10, so we're not going to start with this place value, we're going to start with the tens. So this one stays empty or 0. So we do 4 times 6 is 24, we carry the 2. 4 times 4 is 16, and the 2, 18. Carry the 1. 4 times 5 is 20, and 1, 21. Add the 2 lines. 8, 7, 14. Carry the 1. 1, 2, 3, and 2. Now, we need to put the decimal points. Remember, there were 1 decimal point, 2 decimal point. You just count the digits after the decimal point. You've got 1 digit here after the decimal point, and another one here. So altogether 2. So we're going to count 1, 2, and place your decimal point. And that's how you do it. The other method, a bit longer, but I'm going to do it using this, right? So you're going to have to partition everything. 546 is the grid method or the table method. So you do 500, sorry, and 40 and 6, all right? And let me move that, move this. I don't want to move everything. What am I doing? Okay, move it here. Right, move that. Okay, so now we do 43. Sorry, we had 43. 43. We're going to put it 40 and 3 through your grid table, whatever. So you do 40 times 500. 4 times 5 is 20, and you've got 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 4 times 4 is 16. 1, 2. 4 times 4, 4 times 6 is 24. 1, 0. Right, let's do that. 3 times 5 is 15. 2 zeros. Okay, that's a 1 there. 3 times 4 is 12. It's quite long, but it's worth it probably. Hey, I should join the line here because I'm, yeah. 3 times 6 is 18. Alright, so we're going to add this line here. I'm going to extend. Now, as they are like this, the layout, you cannot add them really. You could, I suppose, but it's best to have them column method. 20,000 plus 1,600 plus 240. We have 0, 4, 8, 1, and 2. Right, so that is a 0. Okay, just double checking. 2, 1, 8, 4, 0. Let's do the second line. It's 1,500 plus 120 plus 18. So we've got 8 there, 3 there, 6 and 1. Right, let's place them the correct place or column value. All right, 8, 3, 6 and 1. Right, what you have to do now, you can see it's coming up something similar to this, all right? Except it's the other way around. Okay, so 8, 7, 14, 1, 2, 3, and a 2. Right, so same digit. Again, just put your decimal points 1, 2, 1, 2, and that is the answer. All right, the numbers might be big, but there are full with zeros, easy to work with. I prefer this method, right? If you prefer this method, it's a bit longer, but go for it. Okay, next question is question 24. Question 24, we want to show that this expression will show that x squared plus 6x equal 1, right? Using the diagram here. Okay, so let's do that. We have a square, which is 3 plus x by 3 plus x. So let's do the area for this rectangle, or square I should say, which is 9. Now this one here is 3 by x, or 3x. This one is also 3x, and this one is x squared. Right, so let's add all the areas together, add them to the expressions. So that would give me x squared, plus you have two lots of 3x's, that makes it 6x, and plus 9. This should be equal to this area 10, right? Leave the units out, don't need to write them, right? Now, in order for us to get to this expression, you can see we need to minus 10 for both sides, right? And then you have x squared plus 6x equal 1. And that is your expression. Next question is question 25. Question 25 is a question on rectangle, perimeter, Pythagoras, right? Okay, so let's have a look at it. So it says here 1 meter of metal weighs is 1.5 kilogram. So in order to calculate the total weight of the metal, I need to work out the total length of the frame, or the metal used in the frame. So I need to have the perimeter, which is, you could do 12 plus 5 and times it by 2. Yeah, that is the perimeter. You've got 2 12s and 2 5s. That's what we're doing here. So that is 17 times 2, which is 34. That's the perimeter, all right. Now, what about the diagonal? We can see the diagonal is clearly is Pythagoras. So we need to, it's the hypotenuse without right angle triangle. 5, 12. So we need to do 12 squared plus 5 squared, which is 144 plus 25, which is 169. But we need to square root, right, to get the hypotenuse or the diagonal. In this case, 13 meters. So the diagonal here is 13 meters. Not bad. Add them together to get the total length of the metal used in this frame. All right. So that is 47 meters. Now, 1 meter weighs 1.5. So 47 would weigh 47 times 1.5. This is a non-calculator. How do I do it? Well, I do 47 times 1, okay, which is 47. And I do 47 times 0.5. Yeah, I'm splitting or partitioning 1.5, which is half of 47, which is 23.5. All right? Add 2 together, 5, 10, and 7. So the answer is finally, where would I want to write it down? I'll write it down here, 70.5 kg. And that is your answer. Okay. Next question is question 26. Right, question 26 is a question on parallel lines or straight lines and gradients. So now if I look at a line L1, the equation is given as 3x minus 2. And you know this is the gradient, right? Here you do. So we're going to call it M1 is equal to 3. Fantastic. What I'm trying to do is find the gradient of L2. I'm going to say the gradient of L2 is equal to gradient of L1. So therefore, the two lines are parallel. That's the basic, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Well, that's how we're going to do it. So what about L2? What is the gradient? Surely we're going to call it M2. All right, but what is it? Okay, now the equation is given like this, in this form. I can't figure out the gradient. I can't see it because they should be, I'm familiar with them given to me in a classroom like this. Suddenly they write it like this, confusing me. Like, all you have to do, just write it down as y equal something. Just change or make the y the subject. So let's do that. First, to change the subject, we need to do plus 9x and minus 5, both sides. So plus 9x minus 5. So these two will eliminate from this side and they'll move to this side. So let's recap and write it down here. 3y equal 9x minus 5x. What do we do next? Well, we need to have 1y instead of 3. So we divide by 3 here. We divide by 3. We divide by 3. So my final equation is going to be 9 divided by 3 is 3x minus 5 over 3. I have no idea where this comes from, x. I just noticed. Sorry guys, it wasn't there, but it suddenly turned up there. It's my mistake. Okay, now you can see M2 is equal 3. That is that. Okay, it's that one 3. Look, we got M1 equal M2 equal 3. So hence, or therefore, whatever you want to say, L1 and L2 are parallel. Done, including the working out. It says show. You need to show some working out. All right, next question is question 27. So question 27 is the last question of this paper, 2017 Foundation Paper 1, non-calculator. All right, so we came a long way. All right, so O to A is vector A, lowercase there. O to B is there. We want to find, in terms of B, the vector of D to B. All right, D. Now, I would like to write down, when dealing with vectors, such as this one here, D to B. How do I get from D to B? That's why I ask myself, or tell myself, how do I get from D to B? And you should do the same thing. Now, to get from D to B, you need always to go through the origin. Make sure you do that. D to O. Now you can see the origin. The origin is that point O there. Okay, D to O and then O to B. Now, what is D to O? Now, if you know properties of parallelogram, this line here is the same as this line here. Okay, so basically O, D to O, apologize, it's gonna be also B, right? So basically we're gonna say B plus B, and this will give us 2B. Okay, so the answer is 2B, with the working out included. Part B, find in terms of A and B the vector A to B. This vector here. Again, the same thing. I like to write down my vectors. How do I get from A to B? So I need to do A to O. A to O. So I need to go from A to O. I need to go through the origin. Always you do that. Plus, and then from O to B. Now, A to O, can you see it? A to O is the opposite of O to A. So it's going to be minus A. And O to B is B. And that is your answer. So the answer is minus A plus B. Find in terms of A and B the vector A to D. Where is A to D? A to D. How do I get from A to D? Let's do that. So A to D Again, same thing. I need to do A to O, and then plus O to D, all right? So A to O, again, is similar to this. It's opposite to my given vector in the diagram. It's the opposite. So it's going to be minus A. Plus, what is O to D? O to D, all right. O to D is also opposite B. Can you see that? This is B. This is minus B that way. So we do this, and then we do that. So it's going to be plus minus B, if you like. But you know, the answer is going to be minus A minus B. And that is your answer for that one. So I'll write it down here. Minus A. Write it down properly. Okay. Minus A minus B. All right. And with this exercise, we have completed paper 1. There will be another video tutorial for the paper 2 very soon. So thank you very much for watching. Take care.